Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Shah Peerally, and we're going to go over filling the form AR11. Okay, what is the form AR11? The form AR11 is whenever someone changes their address, they have to fill this form. Okay, it's mandatory. Until you become a citizen, you are obligated, I repeat that, you are obligated to fill this form, because USCIS or the government, Department of Homeland Security, wants to know where you are residing. It's not about mailing address, okay? It's about where they can trace you, and that's why they make you fill the form AR11. It used to be you had to mail it, fill it and mail it to the USCIS. Now it's done online. As you can see, it's on the website uscis.gov. I'll go backward a little bit, and you can go here. You'll see here, this is the USCIS, and you click on the forms or forms, and then in this case we are going to do the AR11, which is the first form actually on the system. Okay, file online. It's not very difficult. Just as a footnote, there are severe penalty if you don't fill this form. What I'm saying here is that in the past, this form has been this requirement of telling the government where you're living has been there forever. After September 11 in 2003, there was Ashcroft, I remember very well. He will use this form as a reason that people didn't change their address to deport them. So the case went to court. A judge came back and said, most people were not doing it, so we can't deport them based on that. However, from now on, as from 2003 and up, I think, if I'm not mistaken on the date, everybody who doesn't do that might be deported, will be placed in deportation if the USCIS or the government choose to do so. So it is a major thing. How important it is, I'll say out of 1 to 10, it's 11. It's so important. So filling the form is very easy. We're going to go over this. You go on the USCIS website, you check on the forms, AR11, you file it, and okay, that's a problem with those online things, slow sometimes. Okay, here, and if you're a victim of domestic violence, there are some special provision for that. So you can use the address of your lawyer as a safe address if you're a victims of I-751 waivers under abuse, things like that. Those are exceptions, right? I'm not talking about that. And you have the My USCIS account. We'll go over this in a minute. This is required under, here's a section of law. Now, Immigration Nationality Act 265. It's been there for a long time. And the primary purpose is to report your change of address. As I said, this is mandatory. Okay, except for those exempted, you have to do it. And those exempted are usually people who are victims of certain crimes where they have to hide, etc. But we are talking about in general. If you're a VAWA victim, U visa, etc., you might be able to use someone else's address, usually your lawyer. But it's very important that you give your address to the USCIS. The information provided is mandatory. As I was mentioning earlier, it is mandatory. You cannot get out of it. And the reason is that they have to know where you live. Okay? And in order to reduce paperwork, they have made it online, which is a good thing, because now at least they cannot say it's lost. But you cannot also forget. Right? I click on continue now. You're going to see the next page where you will fill in the form. Okay. Have you moved? Okay. The rule is that within 10 days, you have to actually tell them. Okay. Have you filed an application? If you have filed an application, you put yes. Okay. So, because you probably will have, even if you have not filed an application, you have to put, now you put the receipt number. And if you have, for example, an I-130, you put the number here. If you have an I-485, you put the number here, etc., because every form usually gets adjudicated separately. So it's a good idea to put for each form. But now if you're a green card holder, then no, you'll just put your A number and you continue. Applicant petitioner's information, you put your name, your middle name, etc. And if you don't have a first name, as you know, some people don't, you put that too. And then you put your date of birth, your country of citizenship here, and then simple, your old address, 1 2 3 4 5, etc. is becoming 45555. You keep going on like that, and you have a mailing address. You also put that, but I don't recommend using mailing address unless it's necessary. And if you want to put your email, you can put it here. And then this form is completed by, then you will put it, if that's usually for, if they are officers complete, so let's say for example, I am doing it, I would put legal representative. If you are doing it, you put applicant or petitioner. If you're doing it for your parents, you put parent, or if you're doing for your children, you put parents or legal guardian. Then you put the code and you click accept and you submit. That's all it takes. It takes maybe 5 minutes to 10 minutes to do it, but it can change your life. So please do it. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to us, 510-742-5887. And please subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification button to get